So as we reach the end of the year, we will also be reaching my 1-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. So I thought it would be fun to do a rate my 2020 goals in this video. Last night, I rewatched that video. It was the second video that I posted onto YouTube, and I was so shy. I would stumble on my words. I remember that it took me forever to record that one video just because I would write down what I wanted to say and I would get stuck and I'd get too into what was on the page instead of what I wanted to say. And I have to tell you though that I've tried dictation to write a novel and that still happens to me. So I don't know, it takes a lot of practice for me to just be in front of the camera and say exactly what I want to say for some reason. But I knew that it was practice and I stuck with it, so here we are. Anyway, but I do have to say that rewatching that 2020 Smart Goals video last night was educational. I realized that I have grown a lot as a person and as an author because I really went out to learn my craft and learn marketing and really implement what I was creating in the videos into my career. I learned about what direction I wanted to take my channel, which I'm still kind of working on, but if I hadn't done that video in the beginning of 2020, I would not be the same person I am right now. So I'm super thankful that I did that, and I'm also thankful to you. I started with 1 subscriber, my super supportive and video editor husband, Michael, which I am super appreciative for. Thank you. And now I have 97 subscribers, which is amazing. I didn't say this in that video, but afterwards I decided that I wanted 100 subscribers by the end of 2020. And I'm not there yet, but the month isn't over yet. So if you're watching this and you're new to this channel and you have not subscribed yet, hey, it would be amazing if you would help me with that goal. And I promise you that I am getting better at recording and making videos and making them entertaining and educational for you on having a successful indie author career. And yes, let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna start the video. Let's get started. Okay, so according to that video, my first goal for 2020 was to write more books. This is an excellent goal, of course, write more books. But I also later was like, yeah, I want to finish the Reapers of the Veil series. Let me explain what happened. So, when I started that video, I was like, this is just actionable and measurable. It's gonna be timely because I had already published book 1 in the series. Let me show you. And so, of course, publishing book 2 was coming in February. Here we go. Oh, yes, these babies right here. I had published this one in October of 2019, and then this one was coming in sorry, that was fast, February. So that was already on its way, and I was like, and then that's it. All I'm gonna do is write books 3 and 4 and then complete the series. Yes, the end of the Reapers of the Veil series, and now on to the next one. That was a great plan. And then you can watch a video on the February what happened, and I go into what actually happened, so I won't get into details there, but I ended up unpublishing these 2 books, and I had already had book 3 written in February. I had it scheduled to go with my editor, and I decided not to, and I rewrote books 1, 2, I rewrote book 3 that hadn't been published yet, and I just finished writing book 4 in Nano, actually, which, yeah, I won. So yes, book 4 completed in November. Excellent. Woohoo. However, not able to publish because I was busy rewriting the entire series. Why did I rewrite it? To better fit it into the genre that I wanted to. Again, you can watch that video for the details. So what do I rate this? Because no, I did not publish the entire series. Oh, and I also wrote, of course, the 2 ebooks, Ambrose's POV as a reader magnet, and I decided to write a side story on the villain Azazel, Dragons and Demons, which is coming out at the end of this month, December 30th. So yeah, I've been writing a lot, plus, you know, that one. So a lot has happened, so I don't want to be too hard on myself and be like, no, I did not publish Reapers of the Veil, because I published 2 books in the main series and then the 2 ebooks. So, you know, it was Reapers of the Veil, but now it's Castillian Blood series. What do I rate this? I think because of the 2 drawbacks and because I didn't get to publish the entire series like I wanted to, I'm gonna give myself a 7. For publishing the series, but for writing more books, I'm gonna give myself a 10. Because, hey, I definitely wrote more freaking books, okay? I wrote way more books for the series than I intended. Those 2 side stories were not going to be planned, and I wrote them. I finished writing all of the books in the main series. The last 2 just need to be edited, and I mean, just other books that I'm not talking about yet, because there's more to say later on. And, you know, that one. Yeah, I wrote more books, man. When I first started writing, the first time I published a book in 2014, it took me 7 years to write that book. And then for this one, it took me 7 months. Of course, it took longer to get it edited and then published, but it took me 7 months to write the first draft. So the fact that I just wrote the ending of the series in November, in 1 month, I wrote that book in 1 month, hell yeah. I'm giving myself a 10 because I kicked ass. So the next one that I talk about is managing my schedule better. And I mean, full disclaimer, that little planner that I bought and showed in that video, I still have it here. It has been next to me the entire year on my desk, and I have filled this baby up. So yes, I have lived by this schedule. I'm not giving myself a 10 though, because I have struggled with the whole waking up really early and exercising routine. That has been up and down all year, and I'm going to talk about that later. But yeah, so that one, not great. Not great, but there is reasons for it, but yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I cannot believe that I even mentioned in the video about getting up and writing first thing in the morning without getting coffee, just drinking water, because I forgot that I mentioned that in that video. And straight up, it has become a habit. It has become a habit. I can't even go downstairs without coming here first and just writing, doing a writing sprint with a glass of water. It's ingrained in my subconscious, and that is exactly what I wanted. So that's excellent. I wish I could give myself a 10 stars for that, but I can't. I'm gonna give myself an 8 only because of the exercise. So for the next goal in that video, it was to write more short stories. I love short stories. In 2019 and 2018, I was like all into writing short stories, and I wanted to write 25 of them at least to publish into a holiday short story collection, because I love holidays. As you know, I love Krampus, I love folklore, and I get really inspired to, these like stories, just, these little short snippets, little short stories come out, and I love writing them. But I have been busting my butt for Castillian Blood this entire year and getting it, up to speed, since I lost a few months of rewriting the Reapers of the Veil to turn into that. So I did not write one short story this entire year. I feel like if I visit past me in 2019 and tell myself that you're not gonna actually write one short story in the entire year of 2020, I wouldn't believe me. I just wouldn't. I'd be shocked because I love writing short stories. Anyway, so I'm gonna give myself a 1 star for that. Yeah. Womp womp. Because I didn't write one, and I can't publish a short story collection without having a collection of short stories. So, but you know, it'll be a goal for 2021. You know, whatever. You win some, you lose some. The next goal for my 2020 list, I had a short story that got larger, and it became a secret project to publish it as a novel. And I couldn't concentrate on Reapers of the Veil at the time because this damn story kept like buzzing in my ear, and I kept having to switch over to the other doc to write more details of what I wanted to happen there. Anyway, what happened was I couldn't make up my mind on the details and how I wanted to market that book as I rebranded my current series into Castillian Blood and realized that I needed to keep myself into urban fantasy or even epic fantasy, but to decide on one and to have certain tropes and to kind of write it to market in a way. So I put a pause on it. I do have an outline for it with alternate scenes, so I have worked on it a bunch, which is great. But I wanted to have written and published it as a standalone. I didn't write it. Actually, I have 2 chapters, but no, I didn't finish writing the book. Definitely not published. And I don't think it's gonna be a standalone anymore. I think it's gonna be a series of standalone books. So same characters, same world, but people can read them in any order. It's probably what I'm gonna do with that. So I'm not gonna give myself a 1 because there's just so many things surrounding the evolution of that book, and I did still work on it. It's not like I just put it in the back burner, you know. I had to prioritize, so I'm gonna give myself a 4 star. Tell me if you agree or disagree. You can be harsh. Yeah. No, I know I didn't complete it, but I did work on it a lot, and I still had a lot of other projects going on at the same time, so I still think we're good. It's not gonna be my next series either, but probably either in between or after that. Okay, this next one is a little bit like the one before. In the 2020 Smart Goals video, I mentioned a secret project of nonfiction books that I was working on. Guess what? I didn't publish those either. I paused them to continue in the future for when I have more experience in that topic. It's still the secret, so I don't even know if I wanted to make it a secret. I mean, whatever. It doesn't even matter at this point because I'm not gonna work on it yet. I'm gonna work on it when I finish my series, because by then I do have a lot more experience in the topic. Hint, hint on what it's about. I might even wait until next series after I write an epic fantasy one. But I know this is like really ominous, I'm not even saying what it is. But I stopped writing that one to write another nonfiction book, and it just clicked with me literally right after Nano. So it's not even something I've been working on since the beginning of the year or mid-year. I literally started working on it when I was supposed to be taking a week off of writing. That didn't happen because I am halfway through this nonfiction book, which is a secret. Sorry. I will tell you soon. I promise. Probably sooner than later because I'm almost finished with it, but it just clicks with me and my experience, and writing it has been a breeze because I'm really writing about something that I know more in depth. I do know about the other topic, but I just feel that this one is even, it makes a lot more sense. So, what to rate this? A 3. I think I'm gonna give myself a 3 because I completely flaked out on the nonfiction books series. Let's be real. To write a different one that was a last minute thing in the year, which I'm halfway done. But it's still awesome that I got halfway done a nonfiction book, so I might be being too hard on myself, but whatever. 3. It's okay. Out of 10, yeah. I could probably give myself a 5 and call it average, but it's really not. 3. All right, next one, YouTube. I already spoke a lot about this in the beginning, but I really have to hand it to myself that in that 2020 Smart Goals video, I did not give myself this ginormous expectation to post one video a week for the entire year. I gave myself some leeway because I was so new and I didn't want to, like, I wasn't sure which direction I was even headed with the YouTube channel. So the fact that it's gonna be 1 year is really freaking outstanding. And I am really proud of myself that I have practically for almost every week, with the exception of a few weeks and taking breaks here and there, it's been pretty steady. So I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. With that achievement, I have learned a lot, and I'm gonna give myself a 10. Yeah, hell yeah, because I did it. I did it, guys, with all of the help of my husband, of course, because he does video edit, and that's gonna be one of my 2021 goals, is to get better at video editing so that I don't need to bother him with it. But yeah, awesome. You know what, the next one isn't too bad. The next one is to set up the platform so that my business, Grimhouse Publishing, would be able to host charity anthologies where authors would get together and submit short stories, and we would be able to donate the royalties indefinitely to a charity of our choosing. I did not say that I wanted to start that and launch it in 2020. I only said that I wanted to set up the platform, and I did. It is on my website. I've done the research. I know how the proceeds are going to go directly from the sales and over to the charities. Yeah, I wanted to get better at ads and better at reach and etc., etc. And I have been, so I think I can make this happen in 2021. Therefore, I'm gonna give myself a 9. Not a 10, because the website can be better. And I do have plans for that in 2021, but alas, that's not in 2020, so a 9. The next one is to increase my Instagram presence. Instagram is where my readers are, and I wanted to increase my followers and increase my overall presence in the platform. Well, I did struggle with this in the beginning, and I learned a hell of a lot, and I created a product called Content Cache. I can leave that down below for you too, so that it would be easier for me to be able to just take a post and write a story and publish the story that would create buzz and engagement depending on where you are in your platform or your indie author career or whatnot, what have you. Okay, so if you're launching a book, I would have questions that I could be like, oh, this is great, get some engagement, get people to answer your questions, and then create buzz for that launch. You can use the post for stories or for the actual feed, and now you can even use them as reels if you want to be a talking head and blah 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 and post it to reels instead of stories, or both, or whatever. It's up to you. It's still, you know, it's still content. So Content Cache for indie authors. So because this was just increase my Instagram presence, because it's not so much about the followers. If you can have 10,000 followers, and if you're not engaging with them, and none of them are buying your books, then what's the point of having so many followers? You can have 500 followers and really engage with them so that whenever you post a release, they buy it. Start off small and then grow. That's my ideology. I'm not for follow. That doesn't work, okay? So that's why I'm not huge on how to get 10,000 followers. No. So anyways, it was to increase Instagram presence, and I did that. I went above and beyond. I created a product and I've made a few sales and have had very happy, positive customer reviews. So I'm giving myself a 10. Woohoo! The next ones I'm just gonna breeze through because they're pretty fast. The next one was to make investments into my career. I am a proud student of Mark Dawson's 101 Ads for Authors course. I did not become a student of his beginner SPF course because by the time he released that, I wrote them an email to ask them, based on where I am in my career, is that course even for me anymore? And they said, no. Don't waste your money. Go ahead and take the 101 Ads for Authors because that's the level that I'm at now. So I'm a proud student of Mark Dawson, and hell yeah, so 10 for that because that shit's expensive and I'm learning a lot. I did it, 2020. The next one was to go to the 20 Books 50K conference. I'm not going to score this one at all because COVID happened, and yeah, we had a pandemic. We couldn't go anywhere, so that's not my fault. The next one is to read more books in my genre. All right. So just because my Goodreads says I've read 19 books doesn't mean, out of 25, doesn't mean that I haven't read more books of my genre or just more books in general. I have beta read for different authors. I have read books out of my genre. So just, okay, I'm gonna give myself a 6 because I didn't read 25 books of my genre only, but I definitely read more than 25 in other genres, crime fiction, nonfiction, beta reading, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so, 6. Last one, guys, and that's it. Okay, so I mentioned this in the very beginning of the video, and it probably shouldn't even be here because it's not author related, but I am going to include it only because as indie authors, we are very sedentary, and especially when it's cold outside, we like to kind of just like drink hot chocolate and have comfort food and, you know, sit at the desk for hours. So I feel like it does go hand in hand with the lifestyle. Anyway, it's about eating healthy and exercising. I failed. I did not, that's the one thing in my schedule that I really did not stick to and I really wish I had. I don't want to be too hard on myself though, because I did have toe surgery in February and it took like 3 or 4 months to actually heal before I could do anything. So there was that. And then of course, you know, just like pandemic, depression and ups and downs and stuff. So maybe not a 3, but like a 4. And I'm making this my top priority in 2021. So yeah, rating that a 4. And that concludes the rating my 2020 goals video. My next oncoming videos are gonna be on 2021 goals, and don't know when I will post that, but yes, rewatching that video last night, it was just so educational. It was just like, wow, things have definitely changed. It's funny how you set forth thinking that you're going to, you know, accomplish these goals, or you really want to like make these goals, but then life changes, and sometimes for the better. You know, my series came out stronger than if I were to have published Reapers of the Veil. Reapers of the Veil, it was cute, but it didn't sit well in YA because of the age of the characters, and now it's better in young adult, and I'm just so much more happy with it. So yeah, don't feel bad if you didn't like make some of your goals exactly the way you wanted to, you know? Like, things change sometimes for a better reason. So anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to help me get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year, hit that subscribe button, ring that little bell, and please hit like. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys!